Okay, now that we have all that out of the way, let's dive into today's stuff. So, as I may mention on the top, actors, actresses, they have roles that they can get attached to or not so much. Nicholas Hoult is one of those guys that actually he had a chance to be a big star. Now, not that he isn't a big star already, because he is, because he's done a lot of other great films. Okay, he just did The Menu about 6 months ago in November. Of course, he was Beast in the previous X-Men installments. But when you get a brand name IP, um, your stock just shoots through the roof, especially if you're good in it. And he had a lot of opportunities. So I want to read this to you. This comes from Variety, guys. And it says Nicholas Hoult lost roles in The Batman, Top Gun Maverick, and Mission Impossible. All in a row. I got a call from Tom Cruise. What's it like to be turning down Tom Cruise? Just asked Nicholas Hoult. In a new interview with The Guardian, the Mad Max Fury Road and the Menu star revealed that Cruise personally called him to join the Mission Impossible franchise for its two-part finale, which will kick off this summer with the seventh installment, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which I was just referring to. Hoyt accepted the role, which reports claimed it was a huge one, and it was the finale's main villain. Hoyt was cast in Mission Impossible 7 in January of 2020, but by May of 2020, he was exiting the movie and being replaced by Isa Morales. According to Hoult, his contractual obligations to the Hulu period comedy The Great got in the way of him joining the Mission Impossible franchise. Perhaps it wouldn't have been such a gut punch, but had Hoult not been coming off two major rejections from Hollywood franchises. I screen tested for The Batman and didn't get it, Hoult said. Screen tested for Top Gun, didn't get it. And then I got a call from Tom Cruise. Hey, how about Mission Impossible? Okay, got it. And then I had to drop out because I was already attached to do some more of The Great. Hoult lost out on The Batman, Top Gun Maverick, and Mission Impossible 7 in a row. The Batman director, Matt Reeves, selected Robert Pattinson for his Batman/Bruce Wayne, and the two are set to go into production on Batman Part 2 later this year. The first film earned $770 million at the worldwide box office. While Hoult did not disclose which Top Gun Maverick role he auditioned for, it was likely Rooster or Hangman. While he did not get the role, Cruise clearly liked what he saw in Hoult and offered him the Mission Impossible 7 instead. Maverick went on to become one of the top-grossing movies of all time with $1.49 billion worldwide. Hoult currently stars opposite Nicolas Cage in the Dracula comedy Renfield, which is now playing in theaters from Universal Studios. Or Universal Theaters, excuse me. Can you imagine that? Picture that for a minute. You've got a number of different roles that you're going to probably be doing, and you're all lined up for it, and you have to drop out. He screen tested for The Batman, which made nearly $800 million worldwide, didn't get it. Screen test for the Top Gun Maverick for either Rooster or Hangman, didn't get it. And then Cruise says, hey, look, come on, Mission Impossible. And he's like, sure, but he has to drop out. That is, and mind you, I love The Menu. I loved The Menu, okay? He was fantastic in it. Of course, he was really good as Beast in the earlier X-Men films, but can you imagine that? I mean, picture that for a minute. You miss out on not one, not two, but three of arguably the biggest franchises in Hollywood today. I mean, I feel so bad for this guy. It's just tragic. But, I mean, and now he's in Renfield, going to be playing this week, coming out this week. But I got to say something. good things come to those who wait, because he is on Tom Cruise's radar. And Tom Cruise is like an encyclopedia when it comes to people, when it comes to films, when it comes to production. I guarantee you, mark my words, okay, he is going to try and get um, Hoyt in there at some point. I have no doubt in my mind, because it's one of those things where he doesn't forget. He doesn't forget. I guarantee you, 5, 6, 7 years down the road, he's going to pick up the phone and Tom Cruise is going to be on the other end of that line and say, "Hey, Nicholas, remember when you couldn't do Mission Impossible? I got another movie for you." And he's going to be in that movie. And that's going to be huge. I feel so bad for this guy. But it's all a matter, too, of what the what it is. Yeah, so you just came in, Coco. So I was just talking about, I don't know if you've heard the news, but Nicholas Hoult, okay, one of a really good actor. Really, I mean, he was in the menu. He played Beast in the earlier X-Men films. He actually lost out on not two, but three major Hollywood roles. He screen tested for the Batman. He didn't get it. He screen tested for Top Gun Maverick. Okay, either the Rooster character or the Hangman character. Didn't get it. Tom Cruise picks up the phone, says, "Hey, come on, Mission Impossible 7." He's like, "Sure." What ends up happening is he joins in January of 2020. By May of 2020, he had contractual obligations to the show called The Great. He couldn't make it. So uh, he couldn't even be in Mission Impossible 7, the one that's coming out this summer. Underrated actor? Yeah, he is an underrated actor. And I I love the menu. I loved the menu. As much as everybody was talking about Ralph Fiennes, Nicholas Hoult was fantastic in that movie. Loved it. Um, that being said, I think now that he is on Tom Cruise's radar, and this is what I was saying when you came in, I have no doubt in my mind that Tom Cruise, he's like an encyclopedia, right? He remembers names, he remembers times. No, I haven't. So he's asked me, have I seen the Mario movie? No, I haven't, and I'm going to this weekend. I have to go to the bank tomorrow morning, and I'm going to make it a point to go watch Mario. Absolutely, I might even do a double feature. We'll see. Um, so yeah, he's like Tom Cruise is a sponge. I wouldn't be shocked or surprised within 5 years, okay, if he has Nicholas's phone number and he calls Nicholas Hoult and says, "Hey, Nick, I got a role for you." So good things are going to come to those who wait. He is absolutely going to get a role with Tom Cruise. I have no doubt in my mind. But it's so unlucky to have you um, to have three roles, major roles. But like I said, to those good things come to those who wait, and I have no doubt that he'll get something. He will get a big IP. And or I'll even say this: if he doesn't work with Cruise, he's gonna actually talk to somebody who knows of a big movie coming up, and he will be getting the lead in that and say, "Look, I know somebody." So, I mean, if you know the backstory of how Glenn Powell actually got the role um, from for Top Gun Maverick, it's interesting because he didn't want the role. He auditioned for the role, and he said Tom Cruise came. He sat down with Tom Cruise and had dinner, and he's like, "Thank you so much for meeting me. I'm really not interested though." But he says, "Can I ask you one question?" He says, "Sure." Says, "How did you get to be so good?" And he said, "I pick the roles. I don't pick the movies." So, real quick, Coco says here, "I want him to be in a Star Wars, to be honest. That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be a bad role for him. It would have to be the right picture, though. It would have to be the right story. Um, who knows? I mean, they have a couple of Star Wars movies coming out in the next couple of years. Who knows? I think that would be a really cool role for him, Coco. That's a good thought. So, what do you guys think? Do you, I mean, is this the most unluckiest trail of or streak you've ever heard of? If not, which ones are better? Could you actually imagine a Miles Teller not playing Rooster? Leave me your thoughts down in the comments and I'll get back to everybody.